Alright, so here I am bringing you a quick comparison of the two flagship Oppo smartphones. So Oppo Find X5 versus Oppo Find X5 Pro. Just want to give you an outline of what the differences are. Now first of all, design and build quality. So you can see we have a reflective glass finish on the back. It does pick up fingerprints, but not as much as I expected it to. And you can see the camera bump blends in to the body of the smartphone. So beautiful design, metal frame going all the way around and feels good in the hands. And the Find X5 has a rather nice smooth matte finish, not prone to fingerprints at all. The camera bump doesn't blend in quite like the Pro model, but the camera bump design itself looks nice. And I am a fan of matte finishes anyway, so this looks and feels great. Same metal frame going all the way around. In fact, you've got exactly the same antenna lines, and the buttons and ports are all in the same location. There is a dual 5G SIM card slot at the bottom, so no micro SD expansion in either. But both phones do come with 256 gig internal storage, so quite substantial internal storage to begin with. Alright, so let's check out some screen tech. So the Oppo Find X5 has a 6.55 inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh and 402 pixels per inch. The Oppo Find X5 Pro has a 6.7 inch Quad HD Plus AMOLED LTPO display with 120Hz refresh and a slightly higher 525 pixels per inch. Now if we talk about peak brightness, you've got 1000 nits versus 1300 nits. Both smartphones have Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. Both displays support HDR10+. Gorgeous, beautiful looking displays on both. And a closer look at the displays, and you can see the displays do slightly curve around the edges on both of them, but it's subtle, it's not over the top, so you're not going to get accidental presses on the sides when you're using or holding the phone. Now quick comparison of the features. Both phones feature Hasselblad camera system. Both phones also feature Mari Silicon X, which is a dedicated imaging NPU completely separate from the Snapdragon chips inside both of these phones. And they're calling it a breakthrough for nighttime photography, so I can't wait to put that into action. Now both smartphones do have a totally different build quality. The Find X has a matte glass finish and the X5 Pro actually has a ceramic back. Now both phones feature a customized cooling system consisting of super large vapor chamber and 3D graphene film. So you can expect great heat dissipation from both. You're also getting 360-degree smart antenna 3.0 on both phones. So you've got antennas going all the way around the phone, giving you a boost in your connectivity no matter how you hold your phone. Now both phones are powered by a Snapdragon chipset. We have the Snapdragon 888 versus the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. Both Octa-core chips, 5nm versus 4nm, 2.8 GHz versus 3.0 GHz, and the Adreno 660 versus Adreno 730. We've got 8 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM versus 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM. Both have the same 256 gig UFS 3.1 storage. And they are both running Android 12 with ColorOS 12.1 on top. And they do both feature in-display fingerprint sensor and face unlock. Now talking about the front cameras first of all, we have exactly the same Sony IMX 709 32 megapixel sensors, and they're both located in the top left corners, hole punch design. So we've got exactly the same cameras for both models, which is quite rare. When you get a standard model and a Pro model, the camera is usually souped up, but no, you're getting souped up cameras on both. So both phones feature two 50 megapixel Sony IMX 766 image sensor. So one is your primary and the other one is your ultra wide. So both phones have two 50 megapixel sensors, which is incredible. And you also get a 13 megapixel telephoto lens on both. So no matter which phone you go for, you're going to get the best camera experience. I really like what they've done here, and I think more companies need to follow suit. Give us the same cameras even if we go for the standard model. So having the same cameras, so having exactly the same sensors on the front and the back equals exactly the same results as you guys just saw. The software is also exactly the same, apart from one difference which I did see, and that relates to the selfie camera. The Pro model gives you an option to slightly widen the crop, whereas the standard model doesn't. Apart from that, everything else is pretty spot on. Exactly the same camera features, image processors, and even the same Mari Silicon X imaging NPU in both. So exactly the same results from the cameras, which is absolutely amazing. It means if you're a camera enthusiast, but you don't want to go for the top end Pro version, you can go for the X5 and still experience the same overall camera experience. Love what they've done here. Now, just the thought of having an 80-watt fast charger in the box, SuperVOOC charger in the box. I have to plug this in to experience what 80 watts SuperVOOC charging feels like. Check it out. It says SuperVOOC 80 watts ultra fast charging. So it's on 20%. That just jumped straight to 22% without even thinking. That's incredible. Keep my eye on that. So the percentage just goes up every few seconds. Ultra fast charging. It's on 24. 80 watts SuperVOOC charging, people. Comes as standard in the box. 12 minutes will get you back to 50%. That is incredible fast charging technology. And the fact that you don't have to pay extra for it is great. I want to see what 10 minutes will do. We are currently at 28%. So it's going really fast before I can even set this up. Here we go. So I'll come back in 10 minutes and we're going to see what battery we're at. It's currently, we started at 29%. It's flying, isn't it? Let's see what happens in 10 minutes. All right, it's been 2 minutes and 28 seconds. The battery percentage is now on 38%, which is crazy. All right, so we've just gone over 3 minutes and the battery percentage is on 41%. That's incredible speeds. So 80 watt fast charging. You can also see the current temperature. So 35.7 Celsius. So it's not that hot. It's doing all right, I'd say. We'll also check out the system temperatures on both. So whilst it's charging and whilst it's not charging, it shouldn't really make a huge difference. 39 degrees and 30 degrees. So giving us 80 watts of fast charging is all very good, but seeing the result is incredible. It's charging very, very fast. There's no doubt about that. Get the VOOC out of it. You know, it's that fast. What the VOOC is going on here, that is how fast this is charging. But it's not affecting temperatures. Temperatures are completely normal, not overheating, no problems there. I'll be back when that timer comes to 10 minutes and we'll see what's going on. We've just gone over 10 minutes. I'm gonna stop the clock and pull the charger out. So 61% battery in 10 minutes. We started at about 29. So more or less 30% battery boosted. Current temperature, you can see right there, 39 degrees Celsius. CPU temperature is 38 degrees. So the SuperVOOC charging is out of this world, but I want to do exactly the same test on the Pro version. So we got 22% battery. I'm about to plug this in. You can see the temperature is at 28 degrees. So 80 watts SuperVOOC charging is now beginning. And I'm going to give it 10 minutes and we're going to see where that 22% ends up. All right, people, we've just gone over the 10-minute mark. Stop the timer and pull out the charger from the phone. Check it out, guys. 52% battery in 10 minutes. So temperatures 38 degrees, CPU temperature 39 degrees. The phone barely feels warm. So as you guys just saw, SuperVOOC charging performing really well on both smartphones. All right, so time to check out some advanced information. DRM info, Google Widevine level 1 on both. That means you do have Netflix HD, but also HDR is supported. So quick look at CPU-Z. You can see the clock speeds and also Adreno 660 versus Adreno 730. If we go to device, you can compare the system RAM and storage information. And if we go to system, you can see we are running Android 12 and you can see all the security patch dates, etc. And all these security patch build and kernel informations. All right, so we're going to run a quick Geekbench test on both. And I'm going to do it at the same time so we can see which phone finishes first. So here we go, 1, 2, 3. So both phones are running Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. We have the 888 on the left and the 8 Gen 1 on the right. That's 2.8 gigahertz versus 3 gigahertz, 5 nanometer versus 4 nanometer, and the Adreno 660 versus Adreno 730. Both are flagship chipsets, but the 8 Gen 1 does have a slightly faster clock speed and also a higher graphics chip. So let's see what sort of difference we get in the Geekbench test. So it looks like the Pro version has finished first. It's only ahead by a few seconds. We're waiting for the Find X5 to complete as well. And then we can compare the actual scores. So single core score 975 versus 802 and multi-core score 3406 versus 3337. Now let's see what Antutu makes of it. So again, I'm going to run them at the same time and see which one finishes first and also gets the higher score. 1, 2, 3. The X5 finished its test first, and a few seconds later the X5 Pro followed. But anyway, here are the scores: 734K versus 836K. So those were the benchmarks. Let's also check out the temperatures. So starting temperatures for each phone was around 39.4 and 39.5, and the end temperature for each phone is 36.9. Now looking at PUBG Mobile graphics settings on the Find X5, and you can see that Ultra HD and Ultra is the maximum selectable settings. If you go down to HDR, yes, you can get extreme frame rate. But for this test, I just want to leave it on the maximum. So Ultra and Ultra. And on the Pro model, again, exactly the same graphics options. Ultra HD and Ultra, and if you go down to HDR, you will get extreme. So both phones have been set on Ultra and Ultra. I'm going to start a game on both and see how they play. Alright, started a new game of PUBG Mobile, and somehow I managed to be on the same team. So as it stands, you can see the frame rate is around 39 frames per second average. So trying to stay alive right now. Frame rate Ultra and Ultra, and you can see that both devices are giving us an average of 39 to 40 frames per second. Very equal, very similar looking gameplay. Not much differentiating them, to be honest. You're getting, it looks the same, plays the same frame rate. The GPU usage on both is nearly the same, slightly higher in the standard model. In fact, you can see 45% versus 40 to 41%. I'm wondering if I can find myself. So I'm number 3 here. I have to find number 2. Let's see if that's possible without dying. Uh-oh, who's being shot. Has to happen, doesn't it? Alright, I'm really close. I'm really close to my other character. And we're in the same field now. I'm literally going to run past him. There, you can see number 3, number 2. There I am. I've done it. Whoa, we just ran past each other. Okay, how about running together? Someone's going to get to kill both Chigsies at the same time. 2 Chigsies running in the same direction. Crazy action going on here. And it's interesting how they're portraying our characters to each other. It's showing that I'm actually not wearing a top when I actually am. We're ending it there, 40 frames per second. I guess nobody got to kill both Chigsies. I'm going to exit out of this game while I'm still alive. So there you have it, guys. That was my head-to-head comparison between the Oppo Find X5 versus the Oppo Find X5 Pro. So 2 flagship smartphones with impressive specification, impressive performance, amazing features to go with it, great overall build quality, superb cameras, and lots more. And based on what you guys have just seen, which smartphone do you think you are going for? Do let me know in the comments, along with any questions you might have. And that being said, if you haven't already, do like and sub and follow on socials for your daily fix of cool, innovative tech videos and lots of behind the scenes going ons and giveaways, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.